Hi everyone, it's Richard McMahon here. In this video I'm going to give you 7 really important tips that are going to help you to get your book written and finished. And these tips have helped me over the last few years to write and publish in excess of 150 books. So if they work for me, then they're certainly going to work for you. So take a note of these. The first one is to write the chapters that you're most enthusiastic about first of all. So what do I mean by that? Well, getting started with writing a book can be difficult for some people. Some people suffer from procrastination. And if you're someone who struggles to get started, then think about the chapters that you're going to enjoy writing the most and do them first of all. So when I was writing this book, one of the most favourite chapters for me is teaching people about outsourcing the different elements of the writing and publishing process, like where to get a really good book cover design from, where to find an editor, how to get promotional videos done for your book. So I started off with the chapter on outsourcing because I love doing that. And what you'll find is if you write your most favourite chapters first of all, the book will become easier as you go along, because once you start to create content, then you will become more enthused as you go along. And when you start to see the finishing line, then it will become much easier. So the second tip number 2, is make sure you diary time for writing. Again, what do I mean by this? Well, if you've got a job and your boss says to you, right, I want you to be at a meeting next week at 1 PM, you will put it in your diary, either in your phone or on your diary on your computer, and you'll make sure that you turn up. You should treat writing just as important you would as a work meeting or commitment. So whenever I write content, I always put it in my diary on my phone, and then I block out that time and make sure that I do spend time writing and not have any distractions, because if you don't put it in your phone or in your diary, then you're more likely to book that time in with something else and you'll never get round to writing the content. So I always make sure that I book at least an hour or 2 hours on the days that I'm going to write, and I put it in my diary. Okay, this is a really good tip. Tip number 3, order your book cover design before you start writing the book. So you will come up with your book idea. First thing you should do is order the book cover design, which goes against the grain of what the majority of publishers will do. But before I or my publishing team start writing the content for a book, we will order the book cover design, because you can see it, what it's going to look like, it becomes real, and then you can also start promoting the book as well. So that's the third tip. Make sure you order your book cover design before you even start writing your content. The next one is to actually write content with 0 distractions. That's tip number 4. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to write, then write content. Don't have your phone on, turn it off. Some of you might need to research the internet if you're writing content, but my advice is to get rid of all distractions and sit down, and you can write a huge amount of content in an hour. You can get loads of content done, so no distractions. If you have a family or partner or children around you, then tell them, look, please don't disturb me for an hour and I'm going to get loads of content done. So no distractions when writing. The next tip number 5, start promoting your book on social media right now. So you will have got your book cover design done. The next thing is to start telling people about it, because when you start telling people about your forthcoming book, it will motivate you to finish it. And what you could do, if you were really brave, is to put your book on pre-order. Now on Amazon CreateSpace, you can put your book on pre-order about 3 months in advance. Okay, so you'd have to make sure that you were really going to finish it. And it is possible to write and publish a book in 30 days. If you were going to do, say, between 3 and 6 pages every day of content, then you can get that book finished and published within 30 days. Okay, we do it many times, many occasions in my publishing business, and I'm sure you can do it too. So make sure you start promoting your book on social media straight away. Tell people about it. I've got a book coming out, and that will force you to get your content finished. Another quick tip number 6, is to simply swap watching TV for writing content. How many of you watch soaps like EastEnders, Coronation Street, Emmerdale, whatever it is, in the evening? Like, turn the news off, don't watch the news. Don't watch soaps, and swap that time for writing your content, because you will get loads more done. And especially the one I'm putting the news on. Like, I never watch the news. Very rarely do I watch the news. If I'm going to watch TV, I'll put MTV on and listen in the background, and it's more positive, because the news is generally quite negative and I want to be in a positive mindset. Also, with regards to swapping watching TV for writing, think about the time that you're most productive. Are you going to get up early in the morning at 5 a.m. and write content before you go to work? Or are you going to do it late at night? For me, I'm the most productive late at night, so I'll usually stay up late and then write my content late into the evening. But you decide which time you are most productive with. And the next one is get someone to help you and to hold you accountable. Okay, get someone to help you to write and publish your book. If you want me to help you, then I'll run a free training course on writing and publishing books in any genre. Go to the website bookpublishingcourses.com to find out more. It's a free training course, and I'll teach you everything that I know about writing and publishing. I've written multiple #1 best-selling books, and I've coached other people to have their own best-selling books too. Won a number of awards for publishing, so my techniques do work. So if you're on Facebook, click the link above the video. Go to bookpublishingcourses.com and you can come and learn, and I will help you to write and publish your own book. So I hope you've found those 7 tips useful. Yeah, and go for it. Get writing your book, and I look forward to seeing it on Amazon.